Ogechi was enjoying her sleep that night, but it all came to an abrupt end when she felt her pillow vibrating under her face. But she didn't just feel the vibration, she could also hear it. It was persistent and stubborn. It refused to stop. And through her sleep-addled brain, she realized that it was her phone that was ringing. Someone was calling her. But who could be calling Ogechi at such an ungodly hour? You see, Ogechi was tired, so she was clinging desperately to her sleep. She reached around blindly, trying to search for her phone, just using her sense of touch. And soon enough, she found it. She saw that the caller ID had only one word displayed: me. She wondered who the hell it was that was calling her, because she could not remember saving anybody's number with that title. But then she also knew that if they were calling at that particular time, it was probably because they had to, and it was most likely an emergency. Like, there had to be a reason for it, right? So she answered the call and placed the phone to her ear. "Hello," she said. Her voice was heavily laced with sleep. "Don't go to the window," the voice barked at her through the phone. Immediately, Ogechi's eyes widened in horror as she sat up from the bed. All traces of sleep was gone. She recognized the voice immediately. It was her voice. Like, what the hell was happening to her? Was she really calling herself on her phone? She was confused. She muttered, unable to say one coherent word. Her heart was beating heavily in her chest as she kept trying to speak. "Who is this?" But then the voice came again. "No matter what, do not go near the window," the voice told her. And just then the line went dead, plunging the room into silence. With shock and horror, Ogechi stared at her phone. Nothing made any sense. How the hell had she called herself? She had recognized her own voice, so it all sounded bizarre and crazy to her. If she had not heard it herself, she would never have believed something crazy like that could happen. She went to her call history hoping to find an explanation to it all, but she didn't find any record of the call that she just had. Like, how was that even possible? Was she having a dream? But just then, she heard a sharp knock on her window pane. Her head whipped around in horror as she stared at it. Then she saw a shadow lurking just on the other side of the glass. Ogechi was terrified. There was someone at her window, and in that moment, her brain felt muddled. Nothing made sense anymore. She was terrified. First, she received a call from herself, then she heard a knock, and now she's seeing someone by her window. You see, the scariest part of this thing for Ogechi wasn't the fact that someone was knocking on her window by 2 a.m. No, it was the fact that she lived on the 32nd floor of a skyscraper. How the hell could anyone knock on her window when it's so high up in the sky? And so Ogechi remained frozen in her bed. She didn't know if she should ignore her own warning and investigate the knock on her window, or she should just cover herself with a duvet, hoping that the nightmare would just end. But then one thing that she was sure of though, there was no going back to sleep for her that night.